right at the top, who I believe we will be seeing as our match today.
RDU with his rogue. He is one of those rogues at the high level. And rogue's kind of been doing all right. Even though on stream it's been struggling, statistically it's still doing fairly well. Derek, did you get a chance to look at the stats at all?
Of Rogue, I have not had a chance to.
All right, well, Rogue is sitting at a 50% win rate, but it's getting some edges against the lower classes, but it's struggling against Mage, which is really interesting to me. It's at a 43% after 5 rounds. Playing mech decks, everyone's priority is just to remove all the mechs.
Yeah.
So you don't really get the magnetic ability. It's like, oh wait, I'm just playing a vanilla minion on curve, versus having that stealth is really important.
Yeah, I think it's a super good idea to go.
Looks like our graphics machine is having trouble switching away. We are mesmerized by RDU's handsomeness. It sounds like Edwin Van Cleef has been played. This is
will there be a shield slam in response? Let's find out.
It's almost like a test of our Hearthstone knowledge, as if it's like an episode of Streamer Showdown. What is this audio clip? So this is Gallon's turn.
Yes, as we can tell by the Garrosh thinking there.
Ah, yes, Dynamatic in response.
I imagine full clearing.
Yeah, so maybe you guys can see it. We're not sure if our machines can see it, but I have the stream seeing it a little bit backed up, so apologies there. But looks like Gallon has the Eternium Rover set up here, and if he can find a way to stabilize against RDU's hand, which looks fairly mediocre, because I see a preparation of Ziliax. Yeah, so for clarity, if you guys see this on the stream, you guys probably see the actual game. We actually have no visual on it, so right now, all we are good for is staring at each other. Oh, there, see. As you can tell, we're staring at the far distance. Give me a sec here.
We're back up. As for RDU, this classic gambit of Rogue of trying to hit an early Edwin Van Cleef.
Yeah, so
to be working
the Van
reasonably
Cleef
well.
actually didn't die
Yeah.
during this process. Oh, okay, looks like we got our feedback.
Yeah.
Apologies there. So the early Edwin was pretty impactful. We were gaining some damage. So Gallon's going to be able to strike back and clear the board. This is a pretty big moment.
Yeah,
Warrior has the board. Rogue has more resources. Who's going to get out ahead?
Well, it's the weird thing where we always talk about how much value Dr. Boom generates. In the couple of turns after it's played, it doesn't actually do that much in terms of generating you a bunch of value, usually, with the average hero powers that you're looking at. So I think for the moment, if RDU can swing this board back in its favor, which he absolutely can, over 2 turns at least, I think he's in a pretty reasonable spot in this game.
Yeah, my only concern is the same thing that I've had. The same thing that I've always asked for a lot of other players who have these many cards is, do you have the ability to play all of it? Just count like the mana that RDU needs to play every card in his hand. He needs 10, 11, 26, 29 mana just to play, and almost all of these cards give him another card to play. It's like, let's say it's average of 3 to 4 mana, and he gets like 1 shark combo off.
Yeah.
That's like 45 mana he has to play out. It's insane.
It is a huge amount of mana, but he's under no threat of dying at the moment, so I think it's very, very likely that he will have the time to get at least most of this stuff out of his hand while he also tries to win the board back. But he is going to have to win it back quite decisively, as Gallon is ahead on board and at 45 health, so the aggro plan for RDU so far has clearly not been working.
Alright, well, RDU gets a spell damage minion, but the most important thing is his Hyper and Togwaggle.
Yeah.
And I think if I'm RDU, I don't need more value. I think I want tempo, and Wondrous Wand helps offer exactly that. Oh, he gets the Xerix Crown. Okay. Dude, he is locked in.
And it's about the Togwaggle as well. I think feels pretty good. Like, obviously, it's the biggest tempo loss immediately in losing the 5-5.
Right, yeah, that's definitely annoying.
I don't know, was that actually the best one? Maybe getting the Lackey back was the best one, just because he's already got so much stuff to spend his mana on.
Right.
RDU, as you can see there, using the sheet of paper that you're allowed to bring with you, given that Deck Tracker is not allowed here. He was telling me after his last match he feels that he is absolutely in the zone at the moment, keeping track of everything, including mulligans from his opponent, every card expended to play at his absolute peak.
Yeah, his mental focus seems to be really high up to Leroy Jenkins, but he doesn't need that to end the game right now.
He just goes for it anyway, I think, as the best statted minion.
Sure.
Is this taking you back to when I got exact lethal against you in testing during Grandmasters with Leroy off of the crown?
No, it did not take me back to that at all. And I kind of pity the fact that you think about that moment so often that you feel the need to bring it up.
It is honestly the crowning achievement of my life.
I believe that. I believe that. It wasn't, you know, casting Grandmasters or,
Nope.
you know, being able to do championship appearances and all those other big, you know, important things of fulfilling your dream and pursuing your aspirations.
Yeah. It was crushing you in a purely RNG manner.
Wonderful. Derek, I can see why you are much better than Gallon at your job.
I get what it's all really about.
Two times the Leroy, two times the chicken. Gallon has one more turn before he activates Omega Assembly. He doesn't have that many
big deal.
bombs also in the deck either. Also, I feel like RDU is still flirting with a little too much damage. But, I mean, I think he's confident in his life gain too, because he does have Spirit of the Shark and maybe can do some fun stuff there on top of Ziliax.
Yeah, I think RDU is just fine for the moment. Like you said, it's really the damage that he's afraid of with Blastmaster Boom. Blastmaster Boom is actually pretty scary for RDU. If he draws the bombs, he goes down to 2 low health. And if he doesn't draw the bombs, Blastmaster obviously could do a huge amount of damage to it. And so therefore I like the plays he's making of just getting the most amount of stats on the board that he possibly can.
Yeah, now it's no longer need to draw. You can just go for pure tempo, 2 rounds.
I like it a lot.
Just for maximum stats. Gallon does not have a way to deal with everything here. But he can shuffle 2 bombs in and use the Blastmaster Booms to rush in.
I mean, we could just be looking at lethal right here. It's unlikely, but it's possible.
If 4 boom bots go face for big damage, that is lethal.
RDU knowing that very often this Blastmaster Boom is the final nail in the coffin when your opponent is winning or equal in board state.
Oh man, RDU's got the RDU face on. Yeah, makes sense to me. So these 4 boom bots, where are they going to go? Oh, 1 damage. That's not really a lot. I think Gallon will take the consolation prize of sniping the shark.
Yeah.
3. Oof. Still alive. Okay. Gallon can zap 2-2 before he chooses to go for it.
Oh,
1 bomb.
RDU's dead to just 1 bomb.
3 out of 17 at least. Nope. I'm telling you, man, it's still a little scary if you die with all that value in your hand.
No, you're right.
Here's the thing, though. I wonder if RDU can use Zarek's Crown and maybe even find a mech and then Ziliax onto it, because that'd be a big, decisive swing. And I feel like he needs that big swing right now.
What could he get? Mechathune?
Mechathune would be big.
Scenarios. Ziliax itself.
Ziliax itself.
Yeah.
There's a hand. There's like Oblivitron and others. No, that's a Hunter legendary. It's not a neutral one.
Yeah, there really aren't that many.
Actually, there's not that many neutral mechs.
Neutral mechs. Gone are the days of Faux Reaper 3000.
Alex Straza, the best stats.
Yeah. So Ziliak's SI7 agent is out now.
Oh yeah, that minion can only attack if you play a spell this turn, and the Xerx's Crown is a spell.
And it's good.
I forgot that was a mech.
I did as well.
And I only remember that it only can attack if you played a spell.
Still, if he had found the mechanism on Ziliax, that would have been
Right.
a much better situation for him.
Gallon, if he finds an Omega Devastator here, it would be absolutely brutal. In fact, Omega Devastator plus any small magnetic. Dynamatic.
That's not it quite yet. Actually pretty underwhelming there, because now I guess Militia Commander is the best he has, which is not bad at all.
It's not, but you heal your opponent for 5,
Yes.
so you don't have that lethal opportunity.
And then RDU is actually pretty quickly starting to home in on lethal of his own.
Right. And I feel like if you're in Gallon's position, you definitely want to hit the face with the Blastmaster Boom so that you have an opportunity to kill with the bomb.
It would still...
Oh, it's not enough,
Yeah,
though.
it would still have to be 2 bombs, even if you go face with everything. Unless, of course, the Boombot dies and goes face.
So then you can Dynamatic and then use the Boombox. Okay, looks like Gallon's instead going to go for more guaranteed kills. Totally reasonable here.
This makes sense to me. Does he have time to get it all off, though?
Yes. Nice calculations from Gallon.
Oh! I thought it was coming for a second.
Yeah, RDU needs some heals. No.
That's not it. Sound the bells. It's just a little bit too slow, even though it can give a little bit of extra burst damage. Yeah. But he's not the aggressor. He's the defender at the moment.
Exactly. He might have to...
Rat trap and hope for the bluff factor, but what does it even bluff?
Yeah, I mean, Gallon's in a position he can't afford to play around the bluff.
Yeah.
So he just attack phase. Not to mention there's so many small minions that it might not matter. Xerx's Crown. What is this?
I mean, Ysera's one of the best options, but not right now.
He has to backstab an SI. He's alive by 1 HP.
This guy's
And if he can dodge that damage for a few more turns, RDU is actually threatening quite a lot of damage here.
Yeah, the Kaboom, incidentally, just cleans up so much, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Dream and Nightmare.
I think that was another Omega Assembly as well.
All right, one more Magnetic.
Oof.
Got him. And that's going to do it. RDU is going to go down here. Gallon takes game number 1.
And like you said, for RDU, it was too much good stuff he had. He just
has switched to. I believe he switched to his tertiary deck because he has the mechs. Mechs are not only great for combinations like with EMP Operative and OWL stuff, but I still think primary is good enough. You don't really need to get too fancy with it. And there is such thing as trying to counter too hard and going other direction, you know? If you take too many left turns, Derek, you end up in the same spot.
Wow. You do a full 360-degree turn.
Yeah. That's why they call it the Xbox 360. Because you see it and you turn 360 and walk away.
And I think you're right, considering we've seen this pretty much exact same matchup as our first matchup on stream of the day. With Purple versus Nyria. Nyria obviously has the same deck list as RDU's ex-teammates on G2. And Purple did not switch to his secondary anti-mech deck because I think it takes out like Brawl and even Dynamatics as well, which is a little bit too devastating against the rogues.
It makes sense. It's not even necessarily about what you put in, it's also about what you're taking out. You know, Hearthstone only allows 30 cards. I do kind of wonder about that too. If Hearthstone didn't cap cards, would you go above 30 cards ever, Derek, for certain matchups? Maybe, right?
Pretty sure no, the vast majority of the time, right? Like in other card games when you can go over you can go to any size you want, you pretty much always go to the minimum.
Yeah, it's very rare occasions that you do, but like let's say you know that you have your tertiary deck as like an anti-warrior tag, would you go to like 35? Maybe.
I don't know. It's something to consider. in our hypothetical made-up world that doesn't exist.
All right, well, fair enough. Necrean
Wow.
Vial, which makes sense with the Cairn. So now all of a sudden, this rogue has shifted from a tempo-oriented archetype to a value-oriented archetype to a death rattle-oriented archetype.
I have never seen Necrean Vial picked off of the Lackey before. I don't think ever. It's pretty much always the card that does literally nothing. But the other one sucks as well.
In this case,
instance, it's great.
It's amazing.
If the Ken can survive. If the Ken can't survive, I think it goes back to 5 mana, do nothing.
It's going to survive. Well, RDU has the Waggle Pick on turn 4 here. Doesn't have anything else very nice. He could end up utilizing his other cards like Shadow Step as well if he so desires, if his hand's like not improving a lot. I don't know if I like Shadow Step in this position. It just makes any card that he draws off the top slightly worse, and he doesn't have a guarantee of improving his hand.
Yep, I think Shadow Step has a much higher cap in this matchup than just a single evil Cable Rat.
But what if he gets another Necrean Vial?
Yeah, I doubt he would pick it over pretty much anything else.
I always have to be such a downer, Derek.
Sorry, if he got the second Necrean Vial, goodness, golly gosh me, Daniel, he would snap pick that.
Great. See, I knew you'd come around.
You get unenthusiastic or facetious.
Look,
those are my 2
you
modes.
take enough left turns, you finally come around, in my opinion. Masters Tour 360.
You're all right, Dan.
I, too, know a few maymays in my lifetime. How old were you when the Xbox 360 was even out? I think you were like 7.
I wasn't allowed to get one for a couple years until after it came out.
Oh, yeah, I do know that fun is not allowed in the United Kingdom.
No, my mum just didn't want me playing the violent video games.
Gotcha. Otherwise, you what? End up with a cast on your right arm? Is that what would be the end result of violent video
Actually,
games?
if she'd got me one sooner, I probably wouldn't have gone outside quite so much, and I'd be
You'd be
a
safe.
healthy body. Yeah.
You'd be safe from the outdoors. Oh gosh, the horror. I like this tempo Ziliax on 5 here from RDU. I think his plan is like, I'm going to try to play Cairn and invest into that as my big main push. And this Ziliax is mainly a distraction to try and stop any like board development from Gallon.
I agree. It's just difficult for Gallon to develop into. I think like Ziliax of his own is not great because it doesn't heal. Obviously, Dynamatic cannot harm Ziliax. And I think, you know, from RDU, he saw last game what happens, what can happen with these rogue hands, which is just they're too full of value. So when you can spend your mana, you always want to.
Yeah, so Gallon, I think, weighing if he even wants to take down this Ziliax. But the problem is, if he knows that RDU has a mech-oriented deck, leaving this mech up could also be that vulnerability.
As it was looking there like the Shield Slam. Oh no,
Yeah, I think he is playing Shield Slam with the Ziliax. No, he's not. Oh, it looked like he did. Fascinating. So now RDU also is in a very interesting spot with his Waggle Pick, because if he plays Cairn, swinging the Waggle Pick feels like it's going to be a very dangerous proposition.
Yeah, and therefore I think it looks like, he's swinging first, getting the Ziliax back to hand. It's, you know, he would.
Well, that was a little bit of an order error, wasn't it? No, actually, never mind.
Why?
You would miss the damage.
Yeah. I think you'd rather get the damage.
Yeah, you have to get the damage. No, you can't do that because he has to attack first before the Waggle Pick swings.
Yes.
Yeah. Just trying to find ways to squeeze out every single bit of health. Makes sense. But this is also now vulnerable to not only Militia Commander, but also Dynamatic. So this is like RDU like crossing his fingers, hoping that doesn't come out.
As we can see, it's there. Which is pretty bad news for RDU. Like you said, he's really pretty much all in on hoping.
I guess Necrean Vial really doesn't do anything.
It really does nothing. So maybe the play for RDU was pray that you bounce the Cairn, so that in one turn you can go 4 mana Cairn, plus Necreon Vial on 9 mana.
2 more turns. That sounds awful.
That does sound absolutely horrendous.
I mean,
Can you imagine, though, if he slams it first and then swings with the waggle pick, and Gallon's just like, what on earth is he trying to set up?
play carry just bounce. That's
Your move.
I do nothing for 6 mana.
Just you wait until I get to 9 mana.
Oh, man. If Millhouse did that in tutorial, though, that'd actually be really scary. If they played Karen and bounced it and then just summoned a bunch of 4/5s.
That's what happens when he gets to 10 mana.
Well, I recently played the tutorial again because I was trying to prepare for Grandmasters, but TJ was busy, so I tried to create a second account to play against myself.
To learn how to play Hearthstone with the tutorial.
Sometimes you have to go back to the fundamentals, man.
Fair enough.
You got to remember, how to kill whatever the thing Lord Walker Cho does.
Yeah.
I think it's like elevation or ascension or something. Where just so relearn the game mechanics fair and square.
I was playing through it recently as well. My brother just started playing Hearthstone and I was helping him through.
It's good. Does your brother watch you cast Hearthstone?
He does.
What does he think when you cast Hearthstone?
I mean,
Does he pick on you as much as we pick on you, Derek?
he doesn't actually. He's very proud of me.
Aw, that's sweet.
Yeah,
It's very wholesome.
it is some.
Don't
very
worry, he'll
awesome
come around
content.
someday. With enough left turns, he'll get there.
You're polluting his mind already. As here we
I feel
go.
like I'm like destroying his hero right in front of his eyes. All right, the Cobalt Lackey here can take down the Blastmaster Bam.
Yeah.
In fact, with Shadow Step, he could just solo it.
The thing is, though, that RDU, I think, actually does he. I was going to say he wants to absorb the damage from the bombs with minions rather than letting all the boombot damage go face. But he's at quite a reasonable health total, so maybe he's not especially concerned with that.
I think I like the solo the Boombot, or sorry, Blastmaster Boom with the Cobalt because it also gets more minions onto the board, and you don't have to worry about trading. So I think you want to push damage with both of these and then attack.
I mean, I guess it's the old adage, if you don't have a reason to trade, you just go face.
Well, the reasons to trade is if your opponent can punish you with, well, almost exactly what's in Gallon's hand, which is like...
Warpath? Or the Ziliax
like
healing?
Both.
Yeah, okay.
The Ziliax to heal,
Yeah.
and then like Warpath and just like...
I don't know.
Mix your stuff up.
Does he even want to play Warpath here? Like, his minions probably just clear the board anyway.
That's fair. Oh, okay, dude. Oof. Oh, man. That's, like, really tempting not to Warpath. Everything's at, like, 1 health. Nice and juicy.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Yeah, you can...
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy not Warpath.
It's so tempting, but you're absolutely right, I think. Hey, that works out really nice. The Militia Commander. Which makes sense, given that he has Ziliax in the hand.
Yeah, sure was lucky of him to draw that off the Town Crier.
No, to get the Town Crier.
Yeah.
4 damage.
Wow, okay.
1 damage.
The Shark lives.
So that's pretty big here for RDU.
Yeah.
Because now he can get just a ton of damage
and
a ton of tempo. Wow, now Coin Warpath wants to kill the Shark. Did he get it?
Wow!
That's a nice consolation prize.
Yeah, 8 damage to face is not bad at all, but this Shark living, this makes a lot of difference now for RDU. Look at the value and the healing that he can get as well.
And now he can Witchy Lackey afterwards. RDU is locked in. Look at him hunching over, just making sure that he's got it. Well, I guess he could go again.
That's probably a do-over. Especially as it goes to 8 mana, one of the premium mana cost slots. Oh, wow. Guess not. Yeah, 2 spells is pretty good.
Oh, now he can get 2 Necreon Vials. Oh, wait, he can get Violet Haze. The Violet Haze Necreon Vial synergy.
He saw it from turn 1.
Woo!
That's what I've been missing out on all along.
Sometimes you just got to have faith, Derek. 1 more turn until Mega Assembly for Gallon. Does not have Does not have that many great plays to handle the board entirely, but he can take down the Shark.
Yeah, I mean, Ziliak's Wrench Caliber deals with the big minions and the Shark as well. But without Dr. Boom available for Gallon on this game, RDU, given that he's stabilized his life total, is starting to look pretty good.
Violet Haze.
Double activate her car?
No, he can double activate Leopard Gnome for 4 damage, dude.
That's pretty sick.
And then Leopard Gnome must be 2 more damage.
Why are we not running Leponome Necrium Vial Rogue?
It just makes sense. I like Vendetta to get past.
Yeah.
I like Witchy lacking on the Cable Rat. I like adding damage every way possible.
That's not bad, honestly. Protect the rest of your minions.
Okay, so if he Leopard Gnome Necrium Vial Eviscerate.
Yeah.
How much damage is that? It's 2.
It's a lot.
4, 8, 9, 10 damage from hand? Okay.
He could step the Goblin Lackey as well for potentially 1 extra damage, if necessary. But I think for Gallant, it looks pretty clearly on a plan of, I guess, either going Harrison into Brawl to clear up the board or a Mega Assembly to try and get a nice big mech.
Is that a Warpath?
Whoa!
Hey, ow. That is a draw. And he shuts down the Necrium Vial synergy.
Which is, of course, exactly
relevant,
what he's thinking.
Which is actually relevant in this position. RDU's posturing for lethal.
Gallon here was clearly unsure whether to go for the Hero Power or the Acolyte on this turn. I think he's at such low health total to the point where it has to be Hero Power and just pray he draws the good stuff off the top anyway.
He's going to shut down the mech, knows that RDU could be dropping that War Gear. If there was War Gear coming out, he'd be dead.
Yeah, I guess so. That feels horrible, though.
So it's the point where RDU says, you know what? Hakar. Oh my gosh, I think it is.
I mean, what else can he do this turn?
He can... Oh, you're right. He can, like, Vendetta and play
just has to
1-1.
Like, he just plays this and hopes there's no Ziliax, and he's still just in a reasonable spot. Especially as he can Necrium Vial his Hakar for extra bloods into Gallon's deck.
I don't know if he should have played his Leopard Gnome.
You think saving it was better?
For the... I don't know. I mean, it's unlikely. Gallon already played 1 Warpath. So he'd be at 11. He would play Leopard Gnome and then Necrium Vial, so that'd be 4 damage. Eviscerate would be 8. Goblin Lackey...
On a Hero Power, because he wouldn't have been able to attack face with anything on board.
Well, Goblin Lackey can allow it to trade into the 5/2.
Oh, right. Well, he could backstab it anyway, right?
Yeah, he could be backstabbing it. So it'd be 4, 6, 10 for the Eviscerate, 11 from the Dagger.
Yeah. He would have had lethal. He could have turned this game 180 degrees around had he saved the Leopard.
That's right, dude. Oh no, he buys Dr. Boom! Derek!
Gallon's actually back in this game.
I think Gallon's gonna win. I think RDU missed his chance because he didn't hold Leopard Gnome. He's just dying. He's dead. What is he gonna do? Oh! Wait! Leroy shouts. Is that enough? That's 16.
Exact lethal.
How did he do it? He got there anyways.
Oh my god, he's saved.
What?
Oh no, wait. Yeah.
And then Gallon, is there any chance for him to have survived that? I don't know. I think I don't think so. Dude, what a turn of events.
Damn.
He even gained like life with the doctor. I need some. I need some spears lifted.
Post me some Marmite.
Marmite?
Yeah, it's like an English thing. I thought we were doing a bit on.
Yeah, I don't know what that is though.
Really? Like Vegemite they have in Australia. It's yeast extract.
Okay.
You put it on your toast.
Marmite? No, I've never.
Oh.
Is that just jam?
No, it's not jam.
Like butter?
It's not like butter either. It tastes like nothing else.
Like avocado?
If you like, buddy.
I mean, that's the stuff that I put on my toast. Omega Assembly turn 1. Clockwork Goblin, Unpowered Steambot, and Security Rover. Clockwork Goblin fits most of his curve because he can coin out Clockwork Goblin into the Snip Snap. On his tertiary deck, RDU does not run a single sap, so there's no punish for that.
That feels pretty good to me. I wonder if he's looking at Unpowered Steambot because we could see the curve of Unpowered Steambot on 4 coin double Snip Snap on turn 5. But I think that's a little bit too vulnerable to development from RDU, so I agree overall this is the way to go.
I like the Clockwork Goblin. It's like the toast, and the Snip Snap's like the Marmalite.
The Marmalite. Yeah.
Did I say it correctly?
Perfect.
Thank you. I mean, the curve works, right? You coin the Clockwork Goblin into Snip Snap into a Wrench Caliber / Militia Commander. It looks good on paper.
Yep.
Gallon's just thinking about it just to make sure everything... He's crossing his T's and dotting his I's.
Like, I mean, again, there was some consideration to holding back and just going hero power here, because then he could have gone Clockwork Goblin on 3, Wrench Caliber or Militia Commander on turn 4, and then coin double Snip Snap or coin Dr. Boom on turn 6. But overall, I agree that early board dominance is much more important.
I think so, given that that's probably what Rogue wants you to do. Like, if you give him the choice, like, hey, I can either tempo out like an early 5-6, or I can play like a 3-3.
Yeah.
And take it a little bit slower. And if you let me, I'll magnetize it more. Because obviously this Clockwork Goblin is probably going to die by then.
Yeah.
I think the upside of having that Snip Snap is really, really high.
He's really just got to be happy here that it's not dying, because if RDU had gone for the backstab or a Blink Fox Vendetta, Gallon's plays would have started to look an awful lot worse as Snip Snap starts to get value traded and running into murky waters there.
You're not really beating Blink Fox Vendetta a lot of times anyways,
That's
though.
fair.
It is probably the combo, the reason why you play like that package in general.
For sure.
So there's a couple options here for RDU. I was looking at the Hedge Clan Burglar. They're not that smart.
They have a clan, but no plan.
Yeah. As you say, if you don't... Oh, Evil Cable Rat into Faceless Lackey. If you fail to clan, you clan to fail. I think that's the saying as they go, right? No?
Close enough.
Close enough.
That's the Marmalite of expressions.
Yeah, I really spread that one.
Toast.
Bread.
What now?
Gallon, they're really just wondering whether he wants the weapon equipped, I think, or the remaining body of the Militia Commander after it value trades against the Croc. It's kind of close.
Yeah, the Wrench Caliber is like an investment over 2 turns of trading.
Yeah.
And then a Militia Commander is best served when it's like other mid-sized minion that you can take down. Personally, I think Wrench Caliber sets up a little bit better. Is there a Harrison Jones of any kind? I don't think so. No, there's no weapon removal for the Rogue deck.
Yeah, I think I agree. I like the Wrench Caliber because the Militia Commander can take out something a little bit bigger in the mid game, like a Cairn, for example, on the following couple of turns. Whereas Wrench Caliber, this is like as good as it gets.
Okay, reasonable size 2-mana minion. What's going to come out of the Hedge Clan Burglar? Interesting. So there's direct damage to the Holy Fire, there's combo activators for Claw, then there's just like more value stuff.
These are all pretty valid, actually.
Yeah, based off the way his hand's panning out, though, I don't think he's going to run out of stuff to play. So I think Dragon Roar is the least valuable here.
I agree.
I actually would maybe consider Claw to help control the board state a little bit.
I think I'm leaning towards Claw most heavily.
Just because Holy Fire seems so clunky in terms of it's going to take an entire turn to use.
Wow.
So RDU, he sees the dollar signs of value.
I find that very surprising. Like, I think we've seen that the thing he needs to be afraid of is being out-tempoed. Yeah.
He doesn't struggle with value.
Maybe he thinks Dragon Roar helps him gain back that tempo with some late-game powerhouses.
It's true. Although I will say that Gallon does have ways to out-resource RDU. He has both booms now. The Blast.
Yeah, the pickup of the Blast Master is absolutely huge.
And the Mad Genius. Interesting. Gallon doesn't want to take more damage on his own life.
Do you think that we could convince Nikolai and Frederick Hoy to cosplay as Dr. Boom Mad Genius and Blastmaster Boom?
I knew exactly where you're going the moment you started bringing them up. Wow, that's so funny. Yeah, because regular Hoy, or just regular Hoy, would be the Mad Genius, right? And then his brother is like the guy that goes out and blasts off. That would be great. And then Hoy just walks in and goes, "Who is that handsome devil?" God, that's so stupid and so funny. Ooh, Shadow Bolt works really nicely here.
Yeah. Mark of the Lower is like the most aggressive option because you can just go +2/+4, hit face for a little bit of extra damage.
It's true. It's the most aggressive option next turn. Shadow Bolt is actually a payoff right here because you can use it on the Clockwork Goblin.
Was that only a 3/3 in play?
Yes, a 3/3 and a 2/1 Militia Commander.
Yeah, that's not bad then.
So I do want to point out that Gallon made a very interesting trade with his weapon. He took less damage on his own life and used his Militia Commander. It was a 4/3 and a 2/3. And he used his Wrench Caliber to chill. And it was one of those things where I think he's valuing his own life total over time because he foresees that RD, because he has bad Dr. Boom Mad Genius, he's going to win the game of attrition. So what it actually comes down to is whether or not he can survive.
I think that's a very good point. And a good play by Gallon as well. I'm not certain I would have come to the same decision.
Right, I would have been like, well, more health on my minion.
Yes.
It's like better. Especially if it's a 2/1 that dies to a dagger.
Right, and I mean, it works out gorgeously here because the 2/4 would have, or the 2/3, sorry, would have traded in the exact same way.
RDU not happy to see that. I mean, he's got some reasonable stats on the board. 11 damage, but he's staring at potential death. Is he going to once again die with a handful of cards?
It's looking that way at the moment. The Blastmaster Booms on curve for Gallon have just been so devastating.
I mean, this is good stuff, though. He's getting... Ooh, if only he was able to have a little bit more mana.
Pickpocket is the pick here. What?
Well, yeah, it has pick in its name. Can't not choose it.
That's why you put Waggle Pick in his deck.
It's not throw pocket, like you throw it away. It's pick. But had RDU gone for the Lackey first, you also could have gotten Assassinate and had the mana to play it, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I mean, I personally think going to Novice Engineer is fine, given that he could have drawn other tools like Vendetta, but it's just something worth noting. Like, what do you value in your sequencing? So, oh, man.
How often can Gallon look to lethal here? Like, if he goes everything face, Shield Slam, Warpath, or even Militia Commander, then Warpath. Like, he can clear the way completely for 4 bombs to go face.
Right.
Which would only have to deal 11 damage with 4 bombs, which on average does happen.
Oh, yes.
It looks
Yes,
like he's
Gallon.
going for it.
I like it.
Oh! Oh! He's going for the win right now.
I like it. On average, he actually does 10 damage, which is he just need to be slightly above average in terms of his luck.
Oh! 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 Oh!
10 damage is the average. The boombots do 2.5 damage each. And RDU's at 1 life.
1 HP in a dream for RDU.
Does he have to pickpocket?
Into exactly Dr. Boom.
Into shield block or some kind of life gain? He needs something. Oh, wait, does he have Ziliax? Wait, no, he doesn't have mana to play it.
He just realized that. And he doesn't have hand space anymore to keep rolling.
Well, he would get the copy of the card, I believe, but not get the pickpocket
Right,
back.
okay. So we could have one last shot for shield block.
Yeah.
Oh! He's dead.
That's going to do it.
Wow.
Gallon able to get over the hump here of RDU and improve to a 6-0 record.
RDU take